Yeah, so I think the format is meant to be entertaining. This is the only platform where you can see the best men, women, and some of the greatest names of all time playing. So, as far as competitiveness, I mean, people are entitled to their opinion. But yesterday we had Gail Monfils diving, in the super shootout, and the players are doing everything in their power to make sure they win for their team. So, do we need to repackage it? No. Our format has been accepted by the fans. It's been accepted by TV, and most importantly by the players. They love it. They love the team atmosphere, and that's in our mind, it's a winner.
If there is one thing that you think could be done better next year, what would you think?
Yeah, there are a lot of small things that we're constantly tweaking. Within the first couple of days, we added an extra PowerPoint in the tiebreaker. We added 3 minutes to the initial warm up. So, we're constantly, literally, we got a debriefing session every evening, which includes TV, which includes some other coaches. So, we'll do whatever it takes to try and make this as perfect as possible.
Moving forward, Mahesh, you said you're planning to have own teams in the future. Right?
Yeah.
But you have a small window to play with from the end of the tennis season to the next one. Seeing that these players also need time to recuperate for the next season, how do you plan to fit in more teams and more match days?
We have a plan. At the end of the day, if the players enjoy this, it's their decision where they want to play.
Can you give us an idea?
Yeah, so we're definitely going to add 2 cities next year. We have a lot of interest now. We've had about 4 cities ready to sign on the dotted line by the end of next month. So we unfortunately can't do all 4 just for the sustainability of slow and steady growth. So we'll take 2, and we'll announce them probably when we announce our players week of February 14th.
Does it mean reducing the number of match days or increasing the number of match days?
No, we'll still be three days in every city.
How do you decide, which city to add next year, since you have a number of interested parties?
It just depends on the profile, the sustainability, obviously, of the owners, and from our perspective, it has to be cities where we feel will drive crowds. I mean, like we saw in Manila last week, they haven't seen world-class tennis ever, and it was kind of very heartening to see the fans receive the players. I mean, they were treated like the Beatles, especially Maria and Andy. So we would like to take tennis ideally to cities that don't have this kind of world-class entertainment or sport. So that's in the back of our mind.
When you have more teams, you would have more matches, right? I'm trying to say that. Teams that play round robin. It would also mean that maybe the teams would have to have more players in the roster to switch around. Would that put a strain on the finances of the franchises?
Well, the franchise is the ones who pick the teams, not me. So the franchise will pick the team depending on how much they are able to spend. So I don't think, if they're going to spend the money, it should not put a strain on their finances, right?
What would be really great is if all the icon players were playing in every event.
That would, yes.
If the teams were the same in every event, to make sure it's the same teams playing each other each time.
Yeah.
Are there any plans to do that, or any chance of it?
Eventually our format will evolve into something like that. Today it is cost and time prohibitive to have a Roger Federer play at every event. I think you guys know that as well as I do. So while we think we've achieved something out of the box here, which was very challenging, we really have to be realistic in the realm of what is possible and what is not. I think we're very blessed that we have the likes of the Federers and Marias and the Djokovic playing the league, which gives it a lot of profile and a lot of respect.
Well, some of the fans I spoke to yesterday, majority of them, they bought their tickets about a month ago, and they were expecting Federer to be playing in Singapore. I think the message was they expected them here, but how do you deal with that?
I never said they were coming here, so I don't know who sent that message. I'll check into it and let you know.
Could one of the possibilities be actually if you have more teams to make groups?
When we get to 8 teams, we'll make 2 groups of 4.
Yeah.
But till we get to 8, I don't think that format is going to happen.
One thing I wanted to ask you, because players have their own clothing sponsors, does that make uniforms a problem?
So one thing that we did not expect and that has worked out really well for us is the tracksuits. So at least they're looking like a team when they come out there. Tennis, from the time that the format was conceived, I was very clear in the beginning that we're not going to be able to or allow branding on the shirts. I mean, when it comes to other sports, cricket, football, the playing field is large. In tennis, on a camera you can see all the branding on the LED on TV. So as long as they get the LED branding, again, that's the visibility that they're looking for on global TV.
Is there any way to make the teams look like they are the same team when they're on the court? Is the president's a bit hard to sort of remember who's playing for what team?
You just have to, I mean, we have our website. Yeah, it's all in our plans. You guys have to kind of give us a little bit of, levy, because this is a first year event. If in my perfect world, they would all have the same color and the same outfit and the same brand and ideally the same look and feel on everything. But you have to know that we've fought all odds to get to where we are today. I don't need to tell you again what kind of challenges we've gone through. Manufacturers are not very happy, when some of their players are walking out with a different tracksuit. So, the fact is that the players have embraced it, and that's half the battle won in our eyes.
Are you happy with how it's gone, or does it just feel like a battle in a tough time?
No, I'm not in a battle anymore. I've got a line of people waiting outside my door.
You mean the line of city?
Line of all kinds of people.
Any more questions?
Is it in a way actually, obviously you must have been nervous, obviously. So is the response actually better than you hoped?
Yeah, it's been, from my perspective, see, I wouldn't have spent so much time and so much of other people's money if I didn't believe it would work. Because, I've got my credibility on the line. I knew the potential was there, but the way it has been accepted by the players has been amazing. Serena just came to me and said, I'm actually depressed because I'm leaving this team and I have to go home. She wanted to see if she could, continue in India, but we have visa issues. So, the players have really taken to it. If you guys have been following the social media and the chatter, after Manila when Andy and Maria left, they followed the matches. Andy tweeted that he watched it on live stream when the Mavericks played. So, in our format, the players are going to drive this for the first few years, and, that's for us the biggest winner.
In retrospect, would you argue that it was always a false distinction to try and distinguish between entertainment and actually competitiveness? Which we've got a lot of people saying too.
Yeah, I just, it was something that's never been done before, right? I've had multiple people come to me in Manila and Singapore saying that we never thought watching tennis could be so much fun. So we are very clear in our mind what our concept is. The 4 Grand Slams, like I've always said, will be the pillars of our sport, and that's where the most serious tennis takes place. But here, they're playing for a different reason. They're playing for each other, and there's a lot of pressure. When you saw them last set yesterday, none of them wanted to lose because they're going to let their team down. So we've carved out our space, I think, in the tennis calendar, and we're very happy about it.
One last question, please.
Now that you've made a successful start, does that mean that it's cemented it in your mind that the IPTL is here to stay?
Yeah, we've sold the teams on a 10-year basis, so it was always a permanent fixture before it started. It was going to be either a successful permanent fixture or failed permanent fixture. So from our perspective, we got to make sure we kind of keep the goal class that we've set and try and improve on that every year. And, like I said, we'll add a couple of teams and make sure that they kind of join the party quickly.